Alright, bitches, so we're on to the next episode of Dragon Ball Super. This is episode 60, and this episode is called Back to the Future. Goku Black's identity is revealed, and the episode title is telling the truth. We basically find out exactly who Goku Black is in this video, or in this episode. So no more bullshit theories. I don't want to see any more shit about it being Goten or some other dumb bullshit that the DBZ fandom has been coming up with lately. Goten, for real? Y'all motherfuckers are sick. Come on. If it was Goten, they would have fucking had Goten have a lot of screen time. They would have shown all these scenes where Kid Trunks is there. Goten would have been there too, because they would have wanted to contrast, this Goten right here with, the Goten that would have became Goku Black. Like, that's just basic storytelling 101. It's simple. I don't understand why so many people didn't realize that. They wouldn't have, Goten basically hasn't appeared in the Future Trunks saga since, like, the second episode of it. So if Goten really was Goku Black, we would have had a lot more Goten screen time. Alright, so this episode picks up. It's basically half the episode is kind of like one long scene here. This is sort of like, this to me looks sort of like a filler episode until we get onto like the, the next big thing, which I think like the next 3 or 4 episodes are going to be so crazy. So basically what the first half of this episode is, Trunks talks about how he doesn't, he just can't believe what Beerus is saying, that, Beerus destroying Zamas would have cleared up all of the bullshit in the future timeline. And we get a long scene where they're at dinner, they're standing around, it eventually becomes night, and Trunks explains exactly why he doesn't think that the timeline is fixed just by Beerus killing Zamasu. And that is, Kid Trunks is there, and he kind of mainly tells Kid Trunks basically the whole story of what happened with Trunks originally coming back in time, defeating Android 17 and 18, and like the differences between the two timelines, where in Trunks' timeline, Android 18 was incredibly sadistic and evil, but here in the present timeline, Android 18 has become Krillin's wife, and she's happy. She's got a happy family here, and she's satisfied with that. And Trunks talks about how, in the future, Vegeta was killed by the androids, but obviously here in the present, Vegeta is alive and well and has, gone way beyond his limits that he had originally in that world. Trunks also explains, what happened with Goku, and, like, he kind of talks about how, like, okay, so Goku in Trunks' world had died from the heart virus, so Trunks went back into the past and gave Goku medicine for the heart virus, and so Goku survives, but that action didn't cause Goku to resurrect and come back to life in the future and the timeline to change. In Trunks' timeline, Goku was still dead. So all of this is just leading up. Clearly, this is just all trying to probably explain to, like, new viewers, because again, there's got to be a lot of people who are watching Dragon Ball Super who haven't watched Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball. I'm mainly referring probably to, like, little kids in Japan or whatnot, or maybe teens in Japan, because remember, 2016 is the 30-year anniversary of the first episode of Dragon Ball, so we're talking about a long time ago when most of this was airing. Now, I'm going to make a separate video where I discuss all of these timelines and stuff, because it really is, like, really interconnecting with this big plot going on with Zamas and Goku Black, and I've seen a couple of really good videos on the subject, and I'm gonna, talk about some of that info, and, it is mainly, acknowledged that there's 4 separate timelines in the Dragon Ball continuity here, and, Trunks' world and his future is one, and then there's also, this where the events of Dragon Ball Z and all that, that is also another timeline. Now, the end of this episode, it does kind of look like now there's going to be more timelines, but we'll get to that. So just before Goku, Bulma, and Vegeta and Trunks go to leave and head back to the future to see if the future is really saved, Trunks asks Vegeta to come with them. They make sure that they have the sensu beans. Goku, you see Goku put them into his belt, so they've got them. Trunks also has apparently fixed and tailored up Trunks's clothes. His original outfit, which still looks badass. I really like Trunks's new outfit with the bandana and all that, and it's a nice contrast with his light blue hair. I like Trunks's design in Dragon Ball Super, absolutely. So Trunks is back in that outfit, and they go to the future. When they arrive in the future, they see that the timeline is indeed still fucked, and they eventually go with Resistance members, back down to the underground base, where Future Mai has been injured trying to help save people from Black. And Trunks gets one of the sensu beans, and they note that there's only 4 left after this, and Trunks chews one up and puts it into Mai's mouth. And this leads to a really wacky scene where Goku goes, "Oh, wow, you're kissing her on the mouth. I can't believe you do that." And I think Vegeta goes, "What, have you never done that?" And Goku goes, "No, of course not." And then Vegeta goes, "But you're married." And it's like, whoa, time out. So we're going to say Goku has never kissed Chi-Chi? So he's fucked her multiple times, fathered, a couple children, yet he never kissed her? This is so weird. Now, I've seen a lot of people are bringing up, remember when Goku first recovers from the heart virus, and he, uses instant transmission to go get Gohan and go to the hyperbolic time chamber? Chi-Chi is there when Goku first wakes up, and it's implied that they kiss right there. So either Goku is, that head injury he suffered as a child is really kicking in and destroying his memory, or Chi-Chi, I guess, just kissed him on the cheek, or he kissed her on the cheek. But either way, what a fucking revelation this is. Oh, boy. At this point, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, they sense that Goku Black and future Zamasu are headed to their location. So they go outside to go meet them. And Vegeta is kind of, before they had left in the time machine, he talked about wanting to, formulate a plan before they head back to the future because, obviously they're not going to be able to just fucking beat, Goku Black and Zamasu after what happened last time. They got their fucking shit pushed in. They got their asses beat. They got mollywopped. Like, it wasn't even close. They didn't even really stand a chance. And as they're flying to go meet Goku Black and Zamasu, Vegeta's like, well, shit, we didn't create a plan after all. So, man, you know what? It does seem so improbable, but if we saw Gogeta here, that shit would be so Don't even lie. You motherfuckers would lose your mind if they fused into Gogeta to beat Goku Black. That would be the hypest shit in the fucking world. Now, I was thinking it's possible we might see Vegito, but I mean, unless they take the Potara earrings off of Goku Black and Zamasu, I don't think that's going to happen. But, we know that they could defuse with the Namekian Dragon Balls, like, Kibito Kai, reverted back into Kibito and Supreme Kai. But, I mean, Vegeta talking about this, we need a plan, that, maybe he's going to be a little open to the idea of a fusion if it gets brought up. And also, when they finally see, Zamasu and Goku Black, Vegeta goes Super Saiyan Blue right off the bat and charges Black, which I'm like, what the Vegeta? Boy, do you learn nothing? What are you doing? And Goku even calls to him like, what happened to the plan, fucker? And Vegeta says, let's beat Black first. And Goku's like, oh, so that's the plan. And it's like, bitches, that's not a good plan. Come on. So Black goes Super Saiyan Rose. They clash for just a couple of seconds. Clearly, they just put this little exchange in here just because without it, this entire episode would have been based around this last 1-minute conversation that they have with Goku Black here. But, it's just a quick couple of punches, thrown. They're all blocked. Neither one of them appears to take real damage, really. And both Vegeta and Black revert back to their base forms. Now, it's at this point that Black, kind of taunts Vegeta like, oh, you really want to beat me, huh? After you were so pathetic last time. And Vegeta right here says, I don't want to beat you for me. I want to beat you, to save Trunks and to save Trunks' future. And it's like, oh, that's fucking awesome, man. I really do like the character development they've given Vegeta here. That, I think, has been fantastic. Obviously, Vegeta getting his shit pushed in every 5 minutes is not really so great. But I do like they're doing it good with Vegeta, where his gradual change and the things that he is caring about, like, it seems like to fit in with the storyline. Think about Vegeta flying off the handle, to fight Cell after Cell kills Trunks. Like, it was nothing too ludicrous here. Now, at this point, Goku, chimes in and shouts out that he knows what Black and Zamasu have been up to, using the Super Dragon Balls, giving Zamasu his immortal, undying body, and then also to create, the fake Goku. And here's where it happens, where Black goes, a fake? No. This is not a fake. This is the real body of Son Goku. And he explains that with his first wish, using the Super Dragon Balls, he switched bodies and minds with the Son Goku of whatever timeline or whatever place he's in. He switched bodies. And he says, he reveals, it's the heart and the soul in this body is I, Zamasu. And it's like, oh shit. Okay. So it is Zamasu. He is Goku Black. It's just, right now, we've seen 3 different Zamasus in this arc. Now, I'm hearing a lot of people going, oh, this is crazy. Why is there so many Zamasus? It's confusing. Yada. Fuck you. Shut up. Listen. There were 3 different Cells killed in the Cell Saga. Trunks and Krillin kill the Cell in his chamber while he's being created. Gohan kills Perfect Cell, and then Trunks immediately kills a version of Imperfect Cell. They've done this before. Now, we have 3 Zamasus. We have the present Zamasu that Beerus killed. We have the Zamasu from an unknown timeline. I'm going to get into this theory that I saw, and I kind of filled in some blanks, and I really like this. I'm going to get into this in a second. But there's the Zamasu in Goku Black, who is from a, different timeline. And then we have this third Zamasu, who's immortal, who likely is from this timeline, Trunks' world here. So, this all does kind of fit together. And a lot of the dialogue that's happened throughout the show, all of Black's dialogue, yes, Son Goku, I've wanted to fight you in this body. When he talked to Trunks and said, I'm from a much higher place than you humans, I know the truth of the universe. Like, it all makes sense why his ki is similar to Zamasu in the first place. Like this, I like this. Personally, this is good because it looks like there's no plot holes. They've made a really, really dangerous villain. Like, think about it. The Universe 6 arc, don't fucking lie. You knew Goku and Vegeta had it in the bag the whole time. Super Saiyan Blue is really powerful. There's been no threat to these guys. Like, yeah, Beerus is stronger than them, but you could tell Beerus likes him. He's tsundere. He's talking all that shit. Oh, I'm a god of destruction. I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up, Beerus. Yes, you do like them. It's clear by your actions. And Black is a kick-ass villain, and I also really like Zamasu as well. I love the direction this arc has taken. I love the backstory. I think this was a great idea. I have no complaints about Goku Black or Zamasu or any of the time travel. This has become very interesting, and I also would have to say it's like this is what the Dragon Ball series needed, is this sort of mystery and this tension and this danger, which, a lot of it is fun and, we're having fun and it's goofy, but this is fantastic, this arc right here. Absolutely. Alright, so they get the revelation. Oh, shit. Okay. So, Bulma is watching, Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta are shocked. They're like, oh, fuck me. They're all stunned by this revelation. And Goku goes, okay, well, what happened to me that you switched bodies with? And Black raises his hand and says, I killed you with these hands. And it's like, oh, man. So what happened was Zamasu switched bodies, got Goku's body, and then killed Goku, who was in Zamasu's body. Like, holy shit. That is epic. And then that's where the episode ends. Now I want to get into this long theory here. Alright, so here's how this kind of like theory of what's exactly going on works. So let's start with timeline A, which is, let's take the all the events of Dragon Ball Super between episodes 1 and 46. Now, if you guys remember, there was that scene where Zamasu walked in on Goasu watching GodTube, and, he was appalled at this fighter, Son Goku, wrapping himself in godly ki, and then he learns about the Super Dragon Balls and whatnot. Alright, so let's say this Zamasu then, is the one that, uses the wish to the Super Dragon Balls, switches bodies with Goku, becomes black, then he kills Goasu, gets the Potara, which allows him to use the time ring, and then uses one of the time rings, probably one of the green alternate ones, which will take him into the future, which is where he ends up in Trunks' timeline. Now, we'll say Trunks' timeline is, timeline B. So what happens is, this is where Trunks kills, the androids, the Cell, and the Zamasu of this timeline, hates mortals and stuff. But since the tournament between Universe 7 and Universe 6 doesn't happen, he doesn't learn about Goku, he doesn't learn about the Super Dragon Balls or anything until Black shows up, and then they get together. After Trunks, loses the Black, and Black does all his bullshit and fucks everything off, this is where Trunks goes back in time to Timeline C, which we'll call the main timeline. And Trunks, we can say that Trunks went back in time to a point before, Zamasu learned about Goku's body and stuff, before he had a chance to switch. So Trunks going back in time, this caused a new timeline to be created here. Now remember, Goasu, he had the box of the time rings and he said a new ring was just created. Bam! This is probably what it was. When Trunks came back in time, he thus prevented Goku's death and Goku having his body swapped with Zamasu. Because then, they learn about Black, and investigating the lead, they end up killing Zamasu before he was able to kill Goasu. That's what the last episode 59 was about. Before he was able to kill Goasu and use the Dragon Balls to switch bodies with Goku, they took him out. So now, that leads us to what's going on in the show. I really, really, really like this idea of that being, the case of what happened here. So, to recap, Timeline A is probably where Goku Black is from. This is a timeline that, veered basically after the Universe 6 and 7 tournament. That's after when Goku Black got created. And then Goku Black ended up going to Trunks' world, which caused Trunks to retreat into a new timeline, which is created by him going back in the past. This is going to be Timeline C, and this is where they unknowingly are able to prevent Goku's death, from Goku's bodies being swapped with Zamasu. They take Zamasu down, and, thus the Zamasu from Timeline C is taken care of, but we still have the Zamasu from Timeline A, which is Goku Black, and the Zamasu from Timeline B, which is the future Zamasu who's immortal. So I really like this. Remember, this is just a theory, but I gotta imagine this is the case. This really is filling in a lot of the blanks here. And if you look at it like that, then Trunks really fucking saved the day, man. Because now we've got a case where, had the timeline just continued after the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, everything would have been fucked up because Goku would have gotten killed like that. Like, who knows what would have happened with Vegeta or all that shit, but that seems very, very plausible, and I kind of like that idea there. And, of course, when Goku Black goes from Timeline A to Timeline B, which is future Trunks' world, and, he meets up with, his, future Zamasu self, and they discuss about the Super Dragon Balls and stuff, and then that's where Zamasu becomes immortal. It just all the puzzle pieces really fit quite well. Alright, and then in the preview for the next episode, we see a lot of fighting between Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Black, and Zamasu. Goku and Vegeta are in their Super Saiyan Blue forms, Black is in his Super Saiyan Rosé form, and Trunks is fighting as a Super Saiyan 2. So shit's going down, and the episode is referring to Zamasu's Zero Mortals plan. So we're about to get a lot more revelations. And you also do see a shot of Black shaking hands with Zamasu. and you see Zamas has the orange Potara earrings, indicating he's still an apprentice. So looks like, all of the puzzle pieces will finally be connected in the next episode. I can't wait.